Hello everybody, my name is Jamal Johnson. I am an Atlanta native. I'm also a broker, the broker of Buyers Market Realty here in Atlanta, Georgia. Our main focus at Buyers Market is helping people realize the dream of owning a home or buying commercial property or whatever. So that's pretty much what we do. Today, I'm rocking kind of rough. We've been doing our street team, putting out marketing materials to people in apartments and letting them know that, hey, you can be an owner. You can actually stop throwing your money in the trash and you could actually buy. Especially in today's market, you can buy and it could be affordable, sometimes cheaper than rent. So that's pretty much what we do. The crisis, it was a few different things that led to the housing market the way it was, or the downfall, the way things that happened in the last 24 months. It was basically a result of there's a few things. It's like a perfect storm. It was the greed. You had greed going on where they were selling subprime mortgages to people that they knew couldn't afford the properties, but they got paid when they sold it to them. And then you had banks that would say okay, because they were just bundling them up and selling the packages a week after the house closed. So to them it was just paper. It was buying money with money. And it was also people that knew that they worked at Burger King, and Burger King is a great sponsor of mine, but you know, when you at the bottom part of Burger King, you might not be able to afford a $300,000 home, or you know, some of the things that went down in the mid 2000s, 03, 04, 05, you know, so there's a few different things that led to that. And I'm just glad that we're here now. You know, a lot of people fell out of real estate too. Myself, I've been an active realtor since 2002. First buying properties, then actually get my license later, and being able to help people buy their own property. So I got from buying the houses, fixing them up, doing all those things to the properties. A lot of you folks probably going to end up doing, to helping folks do it, teaching folks how to fish. If there was a connection between politics and the housing crisis, it would be two different things, and everybody's not going to be ready for the answer, because actually there was a lot of regulation, and in the late 90s, the administration that was in office then, and I like Billy Clinton, that was my boy, but they actually changed some of the rules and made it where more people were going to be able to afford property. They were going to be able to afford homes. So it made it where you didn't have to show as much documentation. You didn't have to show a lot of tax returns, and a lot of the paperwork they let you get away with and kind of go on your word. And it left the gate open for people to kind of just give them whatever documents they could provide. So there's a lot of funny stuff that went on, but so that's how politics really played into it. It started off as something that was going to help people, but then folks took advantage of it, you know, getting a check at the table and all this extra stuff that was going on. But you know, hey, we're here now. The housing market has, in 2009, it's had, I think it was 8 months of positive growth. So, you know, we're still active. I guess it's your attitude. I don't know enough about the Great Depression to speak intelligently on it.
Okay.
I know we avoided a depression. President Obama, well, it was a couple things. Before Bush left office, he put a bunch of the regulation back on, because he left it where nobody was guarding the store. Okay, so from early 2000s until October 3rd, 2008, it was just left where you could, like I say, go in with no documentation, stated income, whatever you say, we're just gonna believe you. And he put in a few things that trusted but still verified. It made it harder for a lot of people to get credit. I know y'all know what's going on right now as of this date. We're in early 2010, and for the last like 12, 14 months, it's been uphill for a lot of people to get credit, corporate credit, business credit, mortgages, personal. It's been a little harder. They got a few more rules in there, but the rules are made to make sure that we don't end up here again, because credit was given out based on a person's word and based on your property. That's how you could borrow money. And I think that's what you were talking about when you asked me about people using their home as a piggy bank. You just go in and get a HELOC or a home equity line of credit, where you're pulling out maybe $10,000 or $50,000 or whatever you pay. Some people were paying their appraisers to say that it was worth a bigger inflated amount of money. So yeah, it was a lot of things that went on that led us here. But you have some creditors that are coming back into the fold. They're freeing up some of the credit. They're using some of the stimulus money that went out in early 2009, and they're giving people some credit. But you got to get out there. You got to, you know, hey, you got to make yourself impressive to the creditors. You have to go in, and if you have things on your credit profile that are not you, or unclear, or they're more than 2 years old, or more than 7 years old, then you need to go in there and get, you know, tell these folks, call them, call TransUnion, call Experian, call Equifax, let them know, hey, you know, this is untrue, or this has been more than 7 years and we're outside of my statute of limitations to where you need to drop this and clear it from my credit report immediately. You have some people that do that, and then you have some people that know that but never really do it, and their credit is affected by that. Right now, to get some credit, you need to clear all that mess off your credit, okay? We avoided a depression. It was a few different things. It was things that brought people back into the market. It was cash for clunkers. For the cars, you got up to $4,500, and I'm sure you know there was home ownership tax credit of $8,000 from the government, and up to $8,000, 10% of your sales price, and up to $1,600 from your state. So, you know, I feel good. I feel like we've avoided a depression, because come tax time, a lot of y'all gonna be walking around with $9,600 in your pocket, and you can help. I'll sell your cousin a house there. Yeah, it's definitely a positive thing, because a lot of people who maybe were too young to buy in 2005, maybe were working on their credit, maybe kind of saw that this was going to happen and didn't do it then. Now they're able to come into the market and buy that same house that, you know, Joe bought 3 years ago for $150,000. Ed is able to, he didn't get into the market then. He knew that was an overinflated price, or he was scared, or whatever reason he didn't buy. But now he's able to get that same $150,000 house for $70,000. You know, it's the same property, you know, and he's got the same neighbors, except Ed's property, his mortgage is like half of what Joe's mortgage was, and Ed doesn't work at Burger King. It's a time of opportunity, and I don't know if someone told me, they said opportunity, it actually doesn't look as good walking towards you as it does walking away from you. So a lot of people are going to look back at 2009, 2010 and wish that they would have, you know, bought